A very good morning to you and welcome to the newspaper review reaching you live from our studios at High Impact Television. I am Oyim Priye Kromale. First of all, I want to sincerely apologize for starting the program very, very late. And we promise to make it up to you and to extend our time for the newspaper review this morning. But after then, I am delighted the G20 summit that came to an end briefly, the participation of Nigeria, first of all, the extension of invitation to the Nigerian president by the president of India, Narendra Modi, who is the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, and our Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu going to that particular gathering of the topmost 20 economies of the world and the impact that the visit of Mr. President has had in Nigeria with policies, upliftment of bans, talking about United Arab Emirates and so many other robust and colossal achievements that Mr. President just had. I want to say a very big congratulations to that, but that's where it starts. But that's not where it stopped. And I'm not doing this by myself. Good morning, Olumide.
Good morning, Kromale. How are you doing?
Very good.
Just like you said, it's a delight that we've been able to achieve a lot in just a couple of weeks.
Couple of days.
Couple of days.
Mr. President.
And I think it's something really good. It's something to congratulate the president and even Nigerians about. Talking about the liftment of the ban, it's a good thing. But however, when we were discussing yesterday, we know what brought about that ban. And I think Nigerians over there should see this as a second chance. They say everybody gets a second chance.
Yes.
Nigeria has always been known for negative things. So I think it's right about now, or right about time, we start, representing ourselves outside the country. We know what happened that gave us, that brought about the ban.
The ban, yes.
Yes, some of our citizens were there misbehaving. And I think it's a good thing that President Buhari took upon himself that responsibility to make sure that because of some people's misdemeanors, it doesn't affect others there who genuinely want to do business there.
And the client.
Yes, in that place. So I think it's a good thing. And I think it would also give us a better chance at the BRICS. If you remember that.
Why are you people so interested in Nigeria being part of BRICS? But before we deviate.
Before I do that, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Olumide Shokoya. I'm delighted to be here again for another edition of the newspaper and review, I beg your pardon.
Okay.
So, yes.
Yes, before we go to the BRICS conversation, still in the United Arab Emirates, about October 8th last year, 2022, we had a very, very shameful, display of young Nigerians who were termed and alleged cultists fomenting trouble and constituting antisocial activities in the United Arab Emirates. And it brought about chaos and uproar for an environment, a very, very, let me not just say very, very civilized, but, organized and coordinated in an environment where people there adhere to social rules and regulations that governs the society.
Yes.
The United Arab Emirates, administration, the president, the Prince Al Nahyan took it upon himself to ban not just Nigerians from coming there. Comoros is part of them. The Gambia is also part of them. About Senegal, a host of other African countries. So I personally want to think that I think the United Arab Emirates had already fixed the names of countries it was going to disband from coming into their country. At that particular point in time, it's just unfortunate that they used that specific incident.
Where they leveraged on it.
Yes, they leveraged on it and, said, okay, Nigeria is going to be included. But since the inception, or let me not say since the inception of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because he's been carrying out policies and some of them, slided to the positive and others to the negative. And some of the positive came forth in his presence in the G20 summit where First of all, it's with India about the $14 billion investment fund we talked about yesterday, that is bringing back to Nigeria. And also it met with the South Korean leaders talking about manufacturing with the intention of, expanding the manufacturing space in Nigeria. And yesterday, the big story about the United Arab Emirates and lifting the ban.
The ban, yes.
It's a very, very good thing. If the president does well, we'll talk about it. If we think he has done wrong or his policies are inconsistent with Nigerians and Nigerians are complaining, we are going to talk about it as well.
Yes.
And so that's where we are currently. Welcome once again to the news paper review. And on that note, we jump into the main business of the day, where we brought you stories making the rounds on front pages of the newspapers. And now we take a look at the big string here for the first story or the first paper we will be looking at today.